Oke guys, kita lanjut lagi di game yang kedua ya guys ya, antara Falcons Apbren melawan Fnatic Onic PH guys. Di game pertama Onic membantai Apbren ya guys ya, dan kali ini Soyunya didapatkan oleh Kaltizi. Apakah bisa membantai juga? Langsung aja kita tonton, let's go. Sniper tukeran guys. Tadi game pertama King Kong pakai Soyu, Kaltizi pakai Nolan.
Backline of Fnatic Onic Philippines that it's so easy for a Clint to just be able to juggle all his skills, maximize the enhanced basic attack after using a skill.
Why not just go for damage? You already have global presence with the Suyo and Loi anyway.
Pakai clean.
If Falcons Apbren really needs to win the first 5 minutes of the game, or at least keep it close, and then if they can get an early kill onto Kelra, maybe one before minute 4 and then the other before minute 7. If they can get that while
Very
keeping
specific,
the game
by
close,
the way.
yeah. If they can get that while keeping it close, then they could win it. But again, it's so specific. Can they actually do it?
Play it nice.
Let's go guys, let's go.
There we are.
Welcome
No, that's
to
just
Mobile
okay.
Legends.
All right, let me just wind back that joke. I reckon the last time we saw Clint at this same spot for Fnatic Onic.
Oke guys, ini dia
That's about as good as it gets right there.
Falcons Apbren di sebelah kiri,
I don't know, man.
Kaltizi,
Great lineups.
King
I would say
Kong,
for
Fnatic Onic,
game number 2 from both of them, and
PH.
this is exactly what
Wush.
Falcons Apbren
Falcons Apbren ada lagi-lagi pakai
Obvious,
Obvious, Aurora,
from Super Friends here. And
Grok,
mind you, he's got that
dan
80%
Nathan
win rate
ada
on this Louis.
high
It's
loss.
been massive to the
Sementara
success.
Onic ada Nolan, Edit,
Plus, he loves that
Loi.
Warcry emblem, so that's why
Uh.
sometimes that burst damage from
ada
Loi
Grok sama
really kind of
Clean. Aduh,
surprises a lot
Grok
of people
dengan
against it.
All right.
Magi
Back into the
agak
action, I
lemah
think
ya.
I would like to concur with this lineup being slightly better for Falcons Apbren, given that they have the power pick of the Suyo. But
But it's
there's this nagging thought in my head. You let the Loi through, man.
Yeah.
You let the Loi through. Especially with the... Wait. Counter up! Oh!
Everyone's gonna flicker, okay. No follow up on this. Not sure if anything else is gonna happen there. As you were saying.
Counted as a TKO. There is a croc.
Yeah.
Imagine a wild charge from out of nowhere, and then diversion from... Oh, here we go!
Oh.
One more!
They're gonna go for the play. What?
Bush,
Okay,
di
I was
flicker ya?
gonna say Super Prince doesn't escape
Ye,
that one
gip
even with
yun.
the flicker. So there we go, finally.
Tahu
FCAP
kalkulasi
get on the
damage-nya,
board early
kena
on.
Friends-nya.
Killing the hands there too for few.
Call it a TKO on Kelra, and then a legit kill on the Super Prince. A flicker for a flicker. Few actually spent his major resource there. But also consider, Few watched that same game. That same game that Haji used an Aurora to check out Bush from behind. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a factor now.
Yeah, actually, it could
Just
be.
clean out all possible bushes.
Could be. Gotta trust that sense there. Right now, they're trying to keep him away from this turtle. Brusco, not gonna get close enough, so Kyle Teasy will get the turtle. There's the initiation, though. Still keeping Brusco at bay. Doesn't have the level 4 yet, so he's not gonna be doing any amazing wild charges just yet.
Fnatic Onic have to be satisfied with the orange trade and the eventual cleanup of all of Kyle DZ's camps down bottom. Looking at the item build right now at about 500 gold. We're looking at a
Banyak kan
3-minute game so far.
Nolan ini.
Things, you know, when I think about the Clint, we actually had this conversation on
Banyak
Yes
lagi
yesterday, too,
Keranya.
I don't know, man. He fits certain compositions. Like, he's still very niche if you compare it to all the picks that come up with the gold lane.
Itu sakit
But
itu.
one thing's for sure, like, he can provide quite a bit of damage earlier on and compared to the Nathan here.
Yep, and it's a very specific kind of damage. And here we go, Brusco jumping on in. Fnatic Onic, more conservative now. Look at King Kong taking the flank.
Very patient on this one. Ogwen's tanky enough as well, still has the revitalize, so King Kong,
Yep,
this is how he likes
packaging.
the jungle, man. But hold on, bottom side, that was
Woi,
the wild charge we were
Kasih
talking
itu
about.
versennya guys.
Super
Yang
Friends
lihat
will go up
minimap.
and clean that one.
Wow.
Finally getting a kill for himself.
I didn't see it. It was off camera, but Kelra saw it. I guess that's one way you can use the Clint early on.
Yeah.
Mantap
That
ya.
was a utility marksman if I've ever seen one.
Sometimes, you know, also those bullets come in handy.
Dapat fracture.
So far, so good. 1-1. Fnatic Onic have survived the early game onslaught of Falcons Apbren. I reckon we're at about the 3:40, 4-minute phase right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're
terus mati, weh.
imagining the time as well as we can. With this
Aduh,
though,
ada yang ngejaga
game
brusku.
sense, kind of unlocking it, but two, it looks like
And the turtle's about to spawn.
I was gonna say and the turtle. So we're playing with numbers here. I'm not the math guy though, but I'll do the best I can.
Profession
Diversion.
ke-
I can tell you where that's going. You can position
Wah, Aurora.
right into that bush. Yu takes a couple shots. He's still got the passive. There's the flicker forward. Coming out from
Wah,
flat.
cas.
Trying to keep him in the bay. Wild charge gonna be used
King Kong
again.
dapet
And King
jadinya.
Kong will get the turtle. Still the
Mundur.
fight's gonna break out. They're gonna force him on the disengage.
GG.
Fnop will get the objective.
That is a 1-for-1 now on the turtles.
Buset,
Whoa,
bonyok.
wait, what? There's some action that was happening off camera.
Gold lane again, back and forth continuously between Super Marco and Kelra. Looks like Kelra is not going to take that chance. He already burned the flicker.
So that's another TKO onto the gold standard. 30 gold. That's all Fnatic Onic have on FCAP.
Lebih sangat
And
kuat
best
di
believe
game kedua ya.
if FCAP don't find a way to turn it up to 11,
Yeah.
slowly but surely this is going to grow bigger.
Yeah, it's tough because right now for FCAP, like I said, they're playing around, the different timings that they have with this kind of lineup. You can see this too, Feather of Heaven is locked in here for Super Marco. It's been a hell of a lane though between the two
Sama-sama
gold
terstrike.
laners, and Super Marco does come
Kalau
out
Kelra
forward against
MM-nya
it, by about
Tasis
500 gold or so
itu
against Kelra. But like I said,
Battle of
that
Heaven.
Nathan is going to be looking to go into that
Blue.
late game and provide that, that what we used to call Benny bomb, but it's
By one.
Nathan bomb at this point,
It's a bulletproof bomb.
Alas, masih kuat sih.
And luckily, Super Marco has Oakwin, one of the best heroes for babysitting the Hylos. And that's why he's so willing to go ahead and entropy up.
Dapat
Because they've
lagi.
covered their base. So I guess that's one thing FCAP are holding on to. Save for the whole, 50-50 on the turtles.
Yeah.
Cold lane they got on lock.
Yeah, they do.
Diversion.
Again, diversion.
Uh-oh.
Send it
Wah,
to,
di-
they're going to be going. It's only Ogwen though. So not able to push
Uh-oh,
through.
balikin
Glorious
lihat
pathway going to
pagi.
be dropped down. Kyle TZ
Tidak jadi.
has that information, but right now it just stops what Fnop had planned there. So good play into that
Turret
counter
atas
diversion.
hancur.
6.5 minutes in, I have a theory.
Tell me the theory.
Falcons Apbren, they have a solid lineup to respond to the diversion.
Yeah.
They have a solid way to hold down lanes
Let's
and
just
to
keep
get
talking.
objectives. But they don't have as good as a decisive play whenever Fnatic Onic says we don't want to fight. It's so much easier for Fnatic to say,
Wah,
let's
di
go and
bawah
let's not.
banyak lagi.
Wait, Oakwin.
It is a lot easier for them to just kind of decide if they want to fight or not. And with that, that's why they also take advantage of using diversions. There's the jump in with the Infernal Pursuit.
Wih, dijagain.
Forest pathway to help them
Super
out. Also on the
Friends-nya.
backside, they're going to force the fight
Harus lagi
once
hidupin
again.
Vengeance-nya.
Jumping on in Brusco, taking a couple
Vengeance
shots.
revitalized.
Flap still up with the wild charge, going to go through, and he's looking for the kill to clean it up. Flap will finally
Tinggal
get
dikit lagi
it.
tuh. Berubah,
Fight
dar.
still for this turtle. Kelra,
Flicker.
shot.
Ah,
But
Kelranya
Oakwood
nge-flicker.
gets out the revitalize. So right now, it looks like that's all it's going to be. Brusco, the only one to go down.
Valiant effort by Falcons Apbren. They do get the kill, but they're all topped up.
The flicker forward again. King Kong will get the turtle.
Datang Super Marco-nya.
Joins the fight though. Able to get Kirk, and that's all. That's the exchange. A kill for the turtle, but their eyes are set on the tier 1 mid lane turret. Being worked
Mati
on.
dia Gwen-nya.
King Kong sees how low Oakwood is. He jumps in. The
Satu hit.
fracture.
Wah,
Looking
di-flickerin
up and up.
View-nya malah
Fuel
mati.
will be in trouble. As Super
Waduh, Super Marco nggak ada
Super
ulti.
Marco doesn't have
Wah, ada
anywhere to
entropy
go,
pas
but he
banget.
gets away. Entropy in time.
Pas.
You didn't see it coming. Marco got away just by the skin of his teeth. And Oakwood tried his damnedest. And now, Fnatic Onic are clapping back. I was going to say, amazing conversion by Falcons Apbren, but right now, clapping back cost him so much.
Yeah, it does. And, amidst all this, Leo, we're still
Nah, malahnya belum
relatively
ngekillnya
even.
kill dilihatnya nih.
Even looking at the
Gila,
economy,
killnya masih
the
dikit
items
banget
that
guys,
are falling into
3-2.
place, nothing is too drastic. Aside that gold lane, you got a
Ini
good difference
Falcons
there.
Apbren sih nunggu sampai mid late game ya, supaya Nathannya jadi. Nathannya jadi sih serem amat yang jadi.
And even this time around too, they'll go and focus on the tier 1s, trying to open up the map for them to set themselves up for this lord take at about 40.
dare I say, Naisu, in up to now, all 5 games that Fnatic Onic have been part of in the playoffs, this might be their most challenging yet.
I would agree. Definitely is. Diversion, where are they going to send them? They know they're going to go forward. Still in the fight. Mid lane and not fully engaged, but Glorious Pathway going to be dropped down. There's the Primal Wrath.
Watch us.
In response, Brusco.
Ih.
Does he want to go? He drops down the wall, still in the mid lane. They're trying to keep King
Hampir.
Kong at bay. A whole lot of poking between both teams. Brusco holding on, still has the
Wih.
winger. King Kong on the
King Kong
backside.
mundur ke? King Kong
Pushing
mundur
Kyle
Fatizia.
Tizzy
Fatizia
back.
mundur takut.
And they want this tier 1 turret, but he's going to take the orange instead.
He'll take the orange. Fnatic's going to make a move for this tier 1 in mid. Oh, Gwyn. His whole career flashing before his eyes. Look at how close he was to death. He is going to get away with
Gila,
it.
seru.
Fnatic Onic posting up for the Lord. One thing that Fnatic Onic does here so well, that's why Falcons Apbren can't get a sure hold of the game just yet,
Yeah.
is the use of their weird damage profile. Can I say that?
It is weird.
It's so much burst, but just the same, it feels like they're just right clicks.
Yeah, it is. I mean, both the way you're looking at it, you'd be surprised too. Like King Kong 0-0-0, but he's quite a bit ahead in terms of gold against Kyle Tizzy.
It's the most painful 0-0-0.
Yeah. He's just been able to farm up, work on the. And
Susah
some of the
juga
team
yang
fights
nge-kill
really
nih,
is
guys.
because again you're playing around
Supermarku
soul
dia pasti bisa
diversion,
kabur.
whether you follow it up or not, but also the
Udah Holy
poking
Crystal.
potential that they have, and you can see that timing right
Bawahnya
now.
dijalanin
Get
lagi.
that Holy Crystal. So that's
Pas ada yang ke
available.
bawah. Up.
Trying to feel out this area here for the Lord.
Midnya hancur dong sama si King Kong.
The turret being
Aduh.
worked on. King
Mid
Kong gets
map
that.
awareness-nya.
Just by merely playing the map, Fnatic Onic have gained
Nolanan jalanin bawah
There
lagi.
hasn't been a kill in the past couple of minutes.
Get another.
And King Kong! He's taken names, and the names of these are mid lane turret, bottom lane turret, tier 2, another diversion. Oh, I think FCAP sees this. FCAP sees this.
Well, Brusco wanted to take that wild charge shot, but not going to happen because he was slowed down. So they'll work on it still, playing around the macro that they have, and that's what they did. And now we're back to the stalemate.
It's that base theory that's allowing Fnatic Onic to do this. The fact that they just move faster and are able to make faster decisions and react to what FCAP do that allow for them to say, all right, we want to do this. Oh, maybe not. Let's move elsewhere.
Yeah.
And FCAP have to constantly think about that. On a 5v5, just full frontal basis, FCAP can win these fights, no doubt.
Yep.
But FCAP are not giving them that choice.
Their head's got to be on a swivel constantly for FCAP. And that's the case anytime you are up against a
Sakit
league.
loh.
The fact that this is Super Prince, again, one of the few players that does still pick it up, makes it work 80% of the time so far.
BOD, Soyu.
It's definitely an obstacle alone, even though we said, yeah, Fnop, despite all the games they played up to this
Bawah
point, this being their
lagi.
5th, this the most difficult they've had. Hell, even for FCAP, the Titans, the current world champions, this is also a test of how far they can go in the series.
Now 12 minutes in, no one's taking the Lord. Glorious Pathway dropped in.
Glorious Pathway going to be dropped down. Brusco, again, this is what we're talking about with damage profiles. The Lord will go for a reset, not fully, but still fighting for this territory here. No
Poking
team
lagi.
committing just yet.
The last time we saw such a beautiful Lord dance was between FCAP and Black just last night. And now, Falcons Apbren back at it again. Old habits die hard, and Fnatic Onic won't want to let go. They've now somehow won control of the
Turret
River
hancur.
Brush and the Pixel Brush. But this just means that these diversions could be more lethal. But I can just say the same for a few. Few has been cleaning out bushes so well.
Yes, they've been handling it. Good little pressure there on the bottom side, cross the map towards that tier 2 turret of Fnop. So,
Ah,
and this is what we're talking about,
Kromi jalan nih
they
guys.
play around the fact that they're trying to get some of the
Strategi apa yang mau mereka lakukan ya? Bagus.
finally get that wind of nature. This is kind of what they need. They need to be able to go
Di dua team fight banyak yang mati nih, yakin. Minimal 2 mati.
Also, King Kong this time still sitting at 0-0-0.
Soalnya team fight pasti mereka akan adu.
13.5 minutes in, he'll grab his buffs, and then they'll give the call eventually here once they're ready to fight this out.
Who would think the last standing Slayer,
Cas.
There it is. Whoa, here we go.
Baru kena kan? Baru dibilang flicker view.
Gets out,
Ah.
open, won't be able to escape. The damage is
Brusco-nya.
there, and Brusco.
Tapi
Both
Piu
rovers
yang
going
mati.
down, so the 4 versus 4
Sama-sama.
Lord for the
Piu-nya
taking
Owen
here.
nih.
Battle spells and all this new
View-nya
stuff.
flicker.
Super Marco trying to get a position.
Tapi dia udah pasifnya udah hilang.
From these two world-class athletes. A diversion being set up here. I wonder. They take it. It's
Cut
coming.
easy.
Captain Trouble.
Dapet.
He won't be able to escape as Kelra gets
Oh
the
my
kill.
god.
Again,
Ini
a
bahaya ini.
diversion. Capping it out. And now Fnop. They still have to
Auroranya
wait. They still have to
ketahuan
approach
sih
this
auroranya
more
nih.
carefully.
Kanan.
It's that same
Beuh.
principle. They find Few.
They find Few. Few's gonna keep
Ya,
Hurricane
mati
frozen
dong.
in place, but Flap. He's not gonna be able to get away just yet. What he does is stay
Diselamatin
with a
sama
sliver of
Supermarket pakai
still
entropinya.
alive.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Lord's gonna be worked on. Flora's pathway to try to zone them out. Ogwin takes a couple
Pancing
shots. Lord
lagi.
resets briefly for a second.
They're still
Super
here.
Marco might try
Dapet
to do
lah.
something, but King
Diversion.
Kong will finally
Oh.
get it.
Bar. Ogwin, happy birthday.
And they break out the
Kauti,
fight in the jungle.
Vertizi,
Flap
par.
down with the Infernal Pursuit,
Double
but
kill
it's not
akhirnya
enough as
King
it's a
Kong.
double for
Setelah
King Kong.
0-0-0-0 udah 2-0-2 sekarang.
Decisively with the Lord.
Satu momen.
Falcons get nothing in return. About 5,000 gold ahead at 15 minutes. The patience,
Kesabaran dan
and
passion.
the execution, the conviction of the Onyx. Go ahead.
Wah, ngalahin ini dia.
Get them.
Peringkat 6
An
terbanyak
enhanced
ngekill.
Lord.
Ngalahin
Joseph, it's
Wise.
cracking inside Falcons base.
They already got the bottom base turret down. They're still
Udah
waiting
sih,
for
udah
Flap
lumayan
to
dapat
defend the work on the Lord here.
bawah, base bawah,
And as you
base
saw,
turret bawah.
Fnop feeling really good. Calra locked in. You saw the achievement that he got.
The Filipino Savage is back. I mean, it won't reflect the kills, but what he's done to FCAP, he's denying any and all engagements. Here comes Brusco.
Brusco jumped in again with a wild
Wow.
charge, and Flap wants to fight it out. Super Prince already
Double
gone.
kill.
Calra moving and grooving as he picks up a kill, still working on it. And now Kirk trying to
Well,
get him at bay. Calra's still alive, takes a couple shots.
Wow.
He's got to back off though.
Hati-hati kan,
because
guys.
FCAP wins that fight.
Nathannya.
We go down for Fnop, and now the momentum shifts for Falcons Apbren.
King Kong!
King Kong jumping in, trying to bomb and weave on out of there. The glorious pathway though.
Whoosh.
Goes through the wall, he'll survive.
Gila.
But they gotta keep this together on the defense.
A 3-for-1, and Falcons Apbren making the most
Hah?
of the
Super Marco?
exchange. Oh, King Kong's fighting!
Gila, happy birthday sama King Kong. Gila pemikirannya guys, dia muter-muter ke tengah. Tapi dapat sedan nanti lumayan. Dia muterin tadi dari habis papa, muter-muter nungguin ternyata lewat situ Marco-nya. GG.
Made kaput. Just 1,000 gold ahead at under 17 minutes, 8-8.
Lumayan.
Throughout all
Wah,
that,
baru beli
Falcons
COD
Apbren
itunya.
suffered major losses, Joseph. They don't
Oh,
have a
gue
top
nih.
lane inhibitor. They don't have a bottom lane inhibitor. And I don't think this floor dance is going to treat them any better.
Twilight
I don't know,
Armor.
man. If we just got a preview of that last Lord, which took
Tapi juga Twilight
quite
Armor
a
ya.
long time to get
Buat
to. I'm
clean.
not sure if it took as long as yesterday's.
Iya,
But it
susahnya
was
atas
still a
bawah
hell
udah
of a
super
mind
minion.
game. That Fnatic
Falcon
on
harus
Cookies
mikirin
also
itu ya.
approached that. And FCAP themselves, you know, if you're looking at the items here, they're falling into place, but they still have some catch up to do in certain roles.
It's not what you got, it's
Biar.
how you use it. I know we say that a lot, and the
Lapan
phrase
sama.
almost means nothing, but here specifically, I'm looking at
Clean
Super
belum
Marco,
mati,
he's
Clean
got a
nih.
better kit than Kelra. I'm looking at Marco, and I think he can blast King Kong to hell. All right,
To
and
hell.
back, and back.
And back.
You saw how
Ya,
King Kong
kelihatan
just dropped
KTC-nya
like a pimple when
di
Kyle
bawah.
gets hands on him,
He
right?
did.
All in dong.
If some way somehow FCAP can find a winning position, this could be a Lords upstairs.
Enggak
Once again,
cepet
we
ya.
find ourselves. What are we calling this now? Is this still the Lord dance? This push and pull between both teams? Kind
Wah,
of fading
dicoba.
through it. They're gonna go for it.
Dapet King
will
Kongnya.
get the Lord. The
GG,
toss goes through.
GG. King Kongnya muterin lagi guys, lihat guys.
And they go in,
Nungguin
pressing
situ.
the situation
King Kongnya,
as they
wah,
find Kirk and
ternyata ke
Super
depan dia.
Prince. King Kong
Kalau balik ke
still
belakang
getting
itu
on out of there,
tadi.
but they got the Lord. And that's gonna be enough for Fnatic on
Langsung
Philippines for
ditungguin
now.
Two for one.
Nolan nih.
FCAP economically trading up,
Not
but
evolve
just
ya?
the same.
Enggak.
Fnatic Onic take the Lord. I'll tell you now, Flap Easy, this is just another day in the office. He's the #1 most damage taken on all of the league. So he's used to just throwing himself at his
Wah.
opponents
He's that body bag.
Kalau Nathan
and just saying, take
ini
me,
mah
all right? Not my
geleng guys,
teammates,
Lord.
take me. And that's what allowed for FCAT to take down Prince and Kirk. Now the
Susah nih.
question, how does
Nathan udah mulai speknya nih. Kayak bisa menang Falcon deh ini.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
They have as close a lead as it gets.
this is about as close as it gets. You don't have that huge gap that you're working in, and just like you mentioned,
Udah Falcon
even
kayaknya.
considering the items as we take another look at it, you can see how much fight capability
Udah full
that
item
this Falcons
semua.
Apbren lineup brings to the table. Whether it's
Hyper
Flav
deh.
throwing himself forward or Open cutting them off,
Tapi
there's
Soyunya
enough
dia
threat
ngepick
damage-wise
sayap.
that Fnatic Onic Philippines
Yang
can't just
Brusco.
haphazardly go into fight, and I feel like that's why we see this so often, where they're trying to look for different angles, they're trying to utilize the diversion, or if that's a wild charge conceal play from Brusco.
With that said, I'm taking into consideration the items, the positions on the map, what the
Ketahuan.
map looks like, and there's one thing that's
Siapa
glaring
kalau
at me.
ngulti?
What is it?
Di
Why
version
can't
kelihatan
they
kan guys ya?
catch
Ada
Kelra?
orang di
How
situ.
can they not take down the gold standard?
I don't know, man. If you guys, you've seen the clips and the moves from him this
Is
season,
it too much work for Kyle to find him?
I think it's almost too much of a risk.
Gas.
Is it impossible?
Cus.
He has he barely
Bawahnya.
has a bodyguard. And
Oh, sekarang bawahnya
like Kirk
Lowy
is his
lagi ya.
bodyguard.
Supaya bisa diversion aja. Malah harus nggak boleh jauh-jauh ya dari area lot.
The face of this game changes. Maybe suddenly the Lord is that much easier for FCAP to take.
I think when you look at it too, aside the fact that Kelra's just got, amazing micro technical skill, it's just the team's lineup peels for him really well. Like, you have so many options, whether that's, the wall from Grok, you can also use the wild charge. You have Kirk doing the same thing with the Edith. Sometimes he's just earth-shattering or onwarding forward. There's so many options for them to protect Kelra, and so maybe that's part of the puzzle. Like, if you're
Astaga.
how do we get to him? How do we
Oke,
actually turn him down?
Radian.
And I feel like they've been trying.
Guardian helmet
Even if
Ogwen
that's
nih.
utilizing the glorious pathway from Ogwen, but they just have a
Setelah
hard
lama
time getting
20
through
hampir
that front line
21.
first because there's so many
Queen-nya belum ada
options
mati,
to heal
guys.
for Kelra.
And I think that's the
Mati
magic
Kera bisa end gak ya kira-kira kayaknya? Jangan-jangan nih Javu-nya anti klimaksnya mati, clean-nya end kalah. Kagak ada rasa udah. Apakah nanti teori tiba-tiba lebih bertarung dikasih diversion ke bawah guys? Akan muter lagi Nolannya. Wow.
Slowly but surely, past the 20-minute mark, King Kong is allowing himself to be seen more now. He's not taking the flanks as often.
Yeah.
He's more willing to poke, and that might be a tempo break. See, look,
Whoosh,
that might be a tempo
setengah.
break that FK might not be ready for.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and heal that up well. Good push down bot 2. And like you mentioned this, earlier, that the disadvantage here for Falcons Apbren is that they don't have the base turrets, but they're going to want to force the fight.
Flicker.
Super Friends already going to flicker out Ogwen. They're going to come shots.
Pecah.
Goes in, gets the passive, and
Pecah
Flav tries to
view-nya,
flicker on
pasifnya.
out. Kyle's not going to find the
Brusco.
connection, and they fire back at Brusco. Still
turret
has
mid-nya hancur.
immortality, and they disengage the
Wow,
base.
dicari.
They work on the King Kong and Kyle going
Wih,
one
buy
versus
one mereka
one.
guys.
A diversion
LTG King Kong.
into the base.
Wih, ada version lagi kan bener.
They
Shoot down.
Kyle goes down.
Wah, end guys.
They still have the
Gila,
minions to
gila,
clear
gila,
through.
gila, gila,
Not
gila.
everybody could get back in time, but Fnatic Onic Philippines will
Wah,
fight it
killing
forward
spree
as
and
they take
Brusco-nya
out Fnap, and they make
udah
the
ngelepasin.
play to take it to a 2-0.
GG guys, teamfight terakhir ya. Kalah by one ya. LTG kalah guys, kena by one sama King Kong-nya. GG guys. King Kong-nya ngeri banget ya guys ya. Oke guys, selamat untuk tim Fnatic Onic PS yang menang di game kedua atas Falcons Apbren dengan penuh susah payah tapi ya guys ya. Tapi ya udah 2-0 nih. Onic tinggal satu lagi guys match point. Apakah Falcons Apbren bisa memperkecil kekalahan di game ketiga? Nanti kita saksikan sama-sama guys ya. Jangan lupa seperti biasa bantu like. Dadah guys.